Hi everyone, this is Angela, and welcome back to the lesson plan of stress management. This will be our last week, week 14, application and evaluation. So for this week, I would like everyone to take out a piece of paper and write down this year, or actually throughout the lesson plans that we have discussed for stress management, on the couple of things that you have stressed the most. Write it down on a piece of paper. Don't show it to anyone. And list it from 1 to 3. So 1 being the most stressful item and 3 being the least stressful. It could be unnecessary stress or stress from work, from school, or in general. And put in a jar, a small jar. Give yourself a month deadline and follow up, which is the evaluation. So write out your stress and give yourself a goal to achieve on how to manage those stress. Whether it's dealing with the stress in a way where you need to communicate, where you need to talk to someone, or you need to take action to deal or manage the stress you have. With those 3 stressors you have in place that you wrote down on a piece of paper, and then give yourself a month, look back, open back the jar, and see if you can cross out the stress that you wrote down, to see if you have achieved that goal and be able to manage that stress and erase it off that piece of paper. So these are the things for evaluation, and if you haven't achieved that stressor, for example, like if you haven't been able to manage or cope with the stress issue, then write it down on a separate piece of paper. Do the same thing, put it in a jar, and find different ways of coping with the stress. And looking back on what I did what I can do differently to help with the stress. So basically, doing this activity, repeating yourself and writing down the stress on a piece of paper, putting in the jar, visiting it a month later, seeing if you have achieved the goal to manage the stress. If you haven't, then write it down again on a piece of paper, put it in the jar, and do it again and again. And maybe give yourself a deadline of 3 months altogether to see if you're able to manage the issue with that stress. And if you can't, find other ways. For example, ask someone, talk to someone, find out what the problem is, find out what is causing you to have that stress continuing on in your life. So that is the application and evaluation. So I hope that everyone has enjoyed all my lesson plans for these couple of weeks, and I really enjoyed watching other classmates' videos and lesson plans, and it was very enjoyable and very informative, and I hope that everyone will have a great semester for next year and have a great year and great day. Thank you.